Oh, hello,
Uh,
everybody.
Hi, friends. Thank you for joining us for Deep Learning.
Welcome to the stream. This is going to be such a good episode. If this is your first time, this is the best episode to come through and come to see because this is going to be awesome.
Yes.
So much fun.
Welcome, everyone, to Deep Learning. Deep Learning is a show about deep diving into educational topics that relate to Battlesnake, which is our fabulous, wonderful company that we work with. Deep Learning and shows like Deep Learning come to you all through the generous, wonderful support of our partners. So thank you to RBC, AWS, GitHub, and Replit. These are the fine folks who help us put together Battlesnake content. So if you like what we do and you like Battlesnake, please let those businesses know that their support is definitely something you appreciate. So yeah, deep learning. Andrew, this is deep learning number 4. I just want to take a moment. How do you feel about our past 4 episodes?
I'm super sad that this is the last one of the season. I'm sad that Saturday is like the first of 2 tournaments that mark the end of an awesome, like record-setting Battlesnake season.
It has been exciting. There are like over 300 developers signed up. We've got a whole bunch of snakes in the ranking. I know we're like scrambling behind the scenes to like make sure we've got all the details set up and the numbers aren't going to be wonky. But yeah, Summer League's coming to an end. Let's throw up the URL for that. So if you're into all things Battlesnake and you're not already checking out Spring League, there's the URL. Take a look, see. You can see all the action this Saturday at, oh man, what time is it? 10 a.m. PT? 11 a.m. PT. Thank you. We're going to be doing the Royale tournament. And then the following Saturday, same bat time, same bat channel, is going to be the 1v1 competitive arena tournament. So
I love it. It's going to be so much fun.
yeah.
Yeah. So I have a question for our streamers out there, or sorry, our viewers out there. We're the streamers. We're the streamers.
That's how this goes. Yeah.
I'm interested because I look super laggy on my end. Am I as laggy to you as I am to me, or am I like super in line with my talking and my moving of mouthing? That's a weird way to form that question. This is
That's
not
okay.
this. I am not to be the host of Deep Learning.
Yeah, we're a little bit anasync. Okay.
Okay, I gotta
Laggy,
sort
but
that out.
still
Well, we get into things.
laggy, but still level. That's okay. I will
Laggy, but
dive in.
wonderful.
So I'm stoked. I loved doing the research for this one. I really like our past deep learning episodes. So, you know, we started off with kind of a career focused deep learning. So talking about how you can take your Battlesnake code and use it in like a resume or a job application, which I think was like, I think that's some useful knowledge. So I enjoyed that. We did a bit of a deep dive on the Neater Snake research paper, which is like really bringing up some machine learning algorithms and techniques and strategies. So that was fun to dive into. I enjoyed our like hands-on exercise with the decision trees. So all of these things that I'm mentioning are in the Twitch video archives. If you want to take a look-see. Oh, we got Andrew back. We got Andrew. Invisibility cloak. Yeah. So today I figured for learning, let's go history. Let's take a historical approach and a historical deep dive into the game we all love and enjoy, Snake. Yeah. Just trying to see if Andrew's caught up here.
Sorry, I'm here. I live. Just don't mind my my very frozen self. I'm with us. I'm here.
That's cool.
I'm along for the journey.
That's all right. That's all right. So maybe where we'll kick off, because I'm very excited to tie into this, and Andrew, chime in when you're ready. But I wanted to talk about like the origins of Snake, which there's a lot going on there. 500 errors, yeah. Oh, poor Andrew. Here we go. Oh, plus we've got some like 80s pink sparkle on your shirt here, which makes me think a lot about arcades, which is very in theme for the record. Yeah, Matrix shirt action. Yeah. There we go. which is actually like part of why I'm so attracted to the Battlesnake branding. It's just like the whole color scheme with the purples and the pinks just make me think arcade, which makes me really, really happy. Yeah, for sure. So speaking of arcades and speaking of Snake, like let's pop into the content here. Is I really want to go into the very first game, like the very first version of Snake that was written. So a little show and tell here was in fact an arcade cabinet called Blockade. And this was our first Snake game. Look at that. Look at that green screen beauty graphics right there. And I found that the original designers of Snake, so the people we have to thank for this beautifully simple but magically complex concept, are Lane Hawk, Ago Kiss, and Bob Pecorino. I'm hoping I said those names right. So like this is what brings us like the first original Blockade game. So published 1976 by Gremlin. So Gremlin was the manufacturer of this particular machine. And it's interesting because in this particular game version, no food. You just get longer each turn. It is multiplayer, and the like kind of core goal here is to just like last longer than your opponent. And the mechanic was that you had to like win 6 games overall to win. So we kind of like bounce back and forth. And what I find kind of hilarious about this is like, well, if every turn, yeah, this is constrictor mode. So I'm gonna say constrictor mode is the like purest version of Snake that there is. Constrictor mode is the one we should be optimizing for. That's my feel. And what I love about this, so getting emulators for everything was a little challenging, but I do have a gameplay video so we can enjoy the beauty of it here. Just like check out these visuals. So this is the this is kind of like the loading screen here. Let's get up to, is there like a game started mode here? Here we go. So moving ahead in the timeline here, this is where we have the action. So I'm loving the arrowhead, very basic, very simplistic. I feel like arrowhead is now got to be our like classic as opposed to pixel. Hey?
Yes, I totally agree.
Let's get an arrowhead going. And you can sort of see, oh man, it's just like so chunky, so slow. And you can sort of see on the tails, that's where they're popping up the score. So like righty Snake has got 2 wins, lefty Snake has got 0 so far. And now we have a 1-2. So you just keep going. You just keep going until 6 games and you win. And I guess this cost a quarter. But this is our origins. This is like a really important concept, I think. So Blockade, the original Battlesnake. So that's definitely my show and tell on those ones. And then kind of moving a little bit forward, this gets to an era that I'm a bit more excited about, which is 1977. So like immediately after this is released, that's when clones start popping up, right? So this is like the most blatant clone of them all. So Dominos, which is pretty great. So Dominos, cloned by Atari, also another stand-up arcade. I just want to take a moment to appreciate that art. I don't know. Andrew, are you an arcade kind of guy?
So I miss the days of actually going to an arcade and getting tickets and claiming the tickets. And I described that to a group of people the other day, and they looked at me like I had 12 heads. Oh. And I was like, if I had 12 heads, I would have gotten 11 of them from the arcade like prize area. Yeah. I got so many. Yes, I am such an arcade aficionado from the day.
Yeah, I love it. And like I always like the number one prize in my opinion was you trade in your tickets for like the parachute army guy. That was like totally. That to me was like the number one prize. There is, have you been in this is like unpaid advertisement here, but in Victoria there's Quasars the arcade, which is a plus delightful experience, and I'm now going to be hounding them to find out if they can carry all of these machines, right? Like that's the
Absolutely.
ideal.
And the answer will be yes, or just shut them down. Just it's cancel culture. That's the way we live right now. And if we can't get it, then is it worth our time? That's the real question.
Nice. But yeah. Quasars A+. But yeah, Dominos was the next clone. I mean, I don't know, maybe these machines are a little rough. Like Arcade Museum is a great site for information. And somewhere on here, we definitely get like rarity, popularity. Yeah, ranks of 3 on a scale of 100 for popularity. This is like this particular version of Snake is maybe not the like refined, addictive version that we love today. But I mean, we still have to acknowledge its history. And what I especially love about Dominos is just checking the gameplay version is like, why Dominos, right? And it's just like the most transparent way to like claim it's not Blockade, right? Like this is the same game.
Yeah.
But
absolutely it is.
Check out that like death animation right there with the like dominoes falling.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
It's just amazing. So 4 points wins per game, 1 game. So same sort of thing, like multiplayer, you'd have 2 people both at the machine. I mean, the dominoes animation is kind of neat. Like it adds a little something. It's kind of like visually interesting. This is exactly how you play dominoes with your uncle, Alter Saddle. Yeah. So it's like kind of neat. Still got the arrow head, right? It's interesting. So I think this is great because this is your first like big title clone of the game, and then the differentiator is just like so weird and thinly veiled. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Anyway, so Dominos, yeah, an exciting alternative version. Definitely clone, showy death sequence. I think that's really where it comes up. It's got a showy Snake termination, and yeah, huge play field for sure. Like it's quite large, but I guess that's a good thing. Like if you're pumping a quarter in and this is the game, like that feels. I think that's good value.
Huge value. I definitely think it's good value. Yes.
Yeah. Domino's body when? Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Like, I mean, I definitely am appreciating how we can just harvest from this old content, like either graphics or like concepts or like even game mode ideas, I think. I'm pretty excited about this. But yeah, with 31, holy smokes, yeah. That's a big board. So yeah, this is like my next show and tell. So 1977 Atari version. This was pretty cool. Yeah. Domino's body PR. So kind of going forward is like having now done these stand-up arcade machines, the next one that I'm pretty excited about is the Atari 2600 release. So after doing the stand-up arcade machine kind of knockoff, Atari then released what they called Surround. There we go. Sorry. All of these different like names for Snake. So Surround was the Atari 2600 release, and it was actually a launch title for the Atari 2600. So like you've got a lot of kind of classic original Atari titles, and Surround was in there. It's like printed right on the box. I actually have an Atari 2600, and I did not get myself together enough to like put it all together and like play Surround live. I just wasn't quite set up for that. I don't have a TV to plug it into. But I'm kind of delighted now by this Atari 2600 version. I don't know. I might be showing like my age quite a lot here. But Andrew, have you ever played a classic Atari game?
So this is what's weird is because I don't think we're actually that far off. I have never played true Atari. It's only ever been on an emulator. Like what was the earliest game system I had? Whatever it was. I don't even know, but it definitely was far beyond Snake, and far beyond Atari.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, that was like, I just remember being very young and my dad had bought the Atari. And so that's what we had in the living room. So we would play like Pong. We had the paddles. We had a couple of other interesting controls. And I don't remember having Surround specifically. And I think I might have it in a box now. If not, I'm hitting the retro game store and I'm going to find a surround cartridge for my Atari. This is going to happen. But that's going to be the plan, to be able to enjoy 1977 Atari 2600 Snake. Yeah. Never played Atari's Little C's Commodore 64. Nice. Yes.
There you go.
So many good like classic gaming moments and pieces. So
I feel like this is the thing, right? Is like when you look at like the reason I think Battlesnake is like it was these simple games, but they were just like so, and you can do a lot with them, which is super, super cool.
And what makes the console version release of Surround so exciting is like it actually gets rather complicated. So I'm gonna bring up here. So shout out to archive.org.
What's up?
Yeah, like archive.org is wonderful. I'm just gonna bring this in a little bit here. Oh, can I zoom this little manual? So this is the paper manual for Surround. This is just beautiful. Oops. So what I want to, oh yeah, here we go. Look at that. This is the Surround Snake gaming experience. Do you not agree? Look at that, like wraparound.
I miss physical things. I really do. But I love that they just exist in this world where we can enjoy all the wonder that was old school instruction manuals. It brings me great joy.
Yeah, for sure. Like reading this paper thing while waiting for a game. Look at those Battlesnake pilots. Okay, I am really excited about Battlesnake pilots because I'm never sure what to call a group of people who Battlesnake together. Like, are we Battlesnakers? That sounds kind of weird. But Battlesnake pilot sounds fantastic.
Pilot is good. I like that. We got this. It's going to be an upsell though. It's always been like Battlesnake developers, right? But then pilots, I feel like that. I love it.
Yeah. But this battle station in the artwork, this is like perfect. This is what I want my Battlesnake work environment to be like. It's quite lovely.
Did you just see this Hexagon Battlesnake Wranglers? I know that we steer away from the snake related puns, but come on. That's just too good. Look at these rules. This is like an intense rule set for a game of Snake.
It is. And I want to draw your attention to section 6, the game select matrix. So this is where the Atari game, and I want to talk about this before we launch the emulator, which I have in another tab, because the modes that you have is like surprisingly complicated. So there are 14 modes. And the way you read this matrix, can I like make this any? Oh yeah, here we go. Let's zoom in on this. So this is like critical. So the first thing you need to take into account, oh man, oh sorry guys. Zoomed in mousing, I'm struggling with. So the first thing you need to take into account is the game number. So there's 1 through 14. And each game mode, because you have to know, there's like no way you're just selecting a number on the console device. You have to know like what number matches which game mode. There's no explanation in the game. It just starts running and you're like, how does this work? So game mode 1 is like classic 2-player. And I wish we could play it, Andrew, but it would have to be like on the same keyboard. So we'll skip that mode. Game mode number 2 is like 1 player against an AI. So this is like classic Snake. And then game mode 3 and 4 are 2 and 1 player respectively, but faster. And then moving into game mode 5 introduces something rather interesting, which is diagonal movement, which is like not something I have considered.
That's next level Battlesnake though.
Yeah. And then there's a race, which means you can like temporarily not be creating a tail length. So it's still kind of constrictor mode rules where there's no food. You're just growing every turn. But a race means you can optionally not be leaving a tail behind. Wraparound is like wraparound on the board. And then, yes, it's been called out in chat, video graffiti, which is just like, well, we have this thing that draws pixels on a screen. So why not have a drawing mode? Oh man. So like these are the game modes is video graffiti, and and 13 and 14, like you can see game mode Video Graffiti 13 doesn't have diagonal movement, but 14 does. So let me bring up this emulator here. Once again, thank you. Oh, this one's from Free 80s Arcade, which is fantastic. Another thing I found quite interesting is there's like expert and novice mode. And in novice mode, it will not allow you to like turn back into your body from your head, like directly to your neck, if that makes sense. So if I'm like moving right, which is the natural direction of a Battlesnake, it won't let me move left. Like it won't let me go back into my neck. And then expert mode, there's no protection essentially. So let me see if I can remember how to do this. Okay, I can toggle between color and black and white, which is beautiful. Game select. Here we go. Right is the natural direction. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to just try 2 for starts and game reset. Oh, God. There we go. Okay, I just realized I'm player 2. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm the green. This is okay. This is okay. So, I mean, pretty standard Battlesnake. I can't do any of the fancy stuff in this mode. And like have to switch the whole thing off again. But let's do a more exciting mode here. I'm thinking, let me see here. What's a game mode we want to do? Do we want to do? Yeah.
Come on, chat. Help us out. What game mode are you super excited for us to play?
Let's see here.
Oh, 12.
12. Oh, okay, 12 is 2 players. So that's a little tricky because like all the great features are on 12, just all on. Okay. Let's see. Can I get most of them? I can get everything. Okay, I will try to play both snakes on the keyboard. It's like really terrible too, because like arrow keys is one set, and then instead of WASD, it's like TGFH, which is a little disorienting for me. I can do it. Thank you. I believe. Okay, I have to do it. If you're gonna believe in me, that's gonna happen. Okay, and I've got to remember here. How do I? Can I get? Trying to remember. I don't know if I figured out how I can go diagonal. It's what it comes down to. Okay, game mode 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But I do know how to erase. Okay, let's go. Whoops. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. I panicked. Okay. Ah! This is so hard to think about. But like, see the like... Oh no.
Oh.
I went back on myself with the other set of keys. Okay. I'll concentrate on one and just keep one from dying. Oh God. Oh, though, of course, you can't wrap with the snake there. Oh no. This is very challenging to think about, Andrew.
I'm very glad this is you and not me right now. I will be very honest. Better you than I.
But I mean, like, this is kind of glorious, right?
It is. It's fantastic because literally it is just the simplest and yet scariest moment of all time.
Yeah. And I mean, like here, I mean, this is a little gentler here. So here's like drawing mode. So I'm just controlling the left one. I can go like up and you're just putting pixels on a screen. And I think this is like the secret killer feature is like, you can just like make a little bit of pixel art. It's fine. It's fine. So 0, 1, there we go. Classic on off picture. But yeah, this is the like Atari 2600. Ask Brad and Joe to program an interface between Battlesnake AI to this game interface. Yeah. Yeah, Battlesnake drawing mode when? Like, let's get rid of this competition aspect. Let's just convert the site into artwork projects that we can share and appreciate and create. I think it's really unlocking our creative sides in a new and exciting way.
You heard it here. Everyone, next up, Battlesnake goes artistic.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, some things I'm kind of like, I don't know if I like them. Like, what do you think about diagonal movement?
I like the idea of it only because I think it's a challenge that hadn't been implemented before. I also say this, that I think it's cool knowing that I will never have to program a line of code to make it happen. And therefore, I'm very confident in saying, yeah, I totally think diagonal is a good way to go.
Does the manual say how to move diagonally? Yeah, so this is like, I was trying to pop this open. So it's like weird because the manual is like, just use the joystick, right? Like
that's all right. Just use the joystick. Come on.
So maybe if I refresh, I think I have to zoom out again because I think zooming in made this a little wonky. There is a way to bring up the like keyboard controls for this. I thought it was just tab and now I'm not getting it. Oh, hang on. F12 arrow keys move. Okay. Let me try. Oh, I wonder if it's just like Y and R. Like I might only be able to do it on player 2, you know? So what do we know? We know 12 has diagonal, right? Yeah. Okay, let's give this a go. Nope.
You know what? Those sound effects actually kind of make this for me. Those I think we could implement. I can hear it. Yeah, it sounds spectacular.
Like 2 keys at once? Oh, yes.
Oh,
yes.
There it is. Yes. Aurora figures it out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what software development is really all about.
There we go.
Was it up and right that you did too? Wow. Nick, NH Kerrigan calls it.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh man, it's just so loud. Yes. Okay, I was trying this on my own. I could not figure out how to go diagonal, but that was like so counterintuitive for me. But yeah, Atari 2600, some controversial, I would say like, I'm so excited about this version because like when you look at Dominos, like, I mean, okay, whatever, the death animation is cool, but this is like introducing some really interesting new functionality with diagonal movement, with like lift the pen. I think of it as like logo, right? Where you're drawing and then you stop drawing. So you have you stop like laying down your tail, and then diagonal mode and wrap around. This is interesting game mechanics. Yeah, it could totally throw off multiplayer. Yeah, 2 snakes. Can 2 snakes cross each other in diagonal? Maybe?
The questions. This is why live streaming is such an interactive art, because now they won't let us go on until we try it. But we're not going to do it because we got so much more. Many more versions of Snake to show you.
Yeah.
You can check this out yourself.
Absolutely, yeah. And this is just free 80s arcade. So maybe we haven't been tossing any links into chat here, but
that's because I dropped the ball so quick. I have like one job and I dropped it. Oh, there we go. It's in the chat. Free 80s arcade, surround, more generations of Snake. Oh my goodness. Speaking of Pokemon, not to divert from this, y'all are about to be wowed in like a few days from now when you see what we've been cooking up. It's beautiful. It is going to make you all enormously happy.
Yeah. I love how excited you get, Andrew.
I am very excited. I saw those and I was like, that is so cool. Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually, you know what? There are theories here. This is why they shouldn't have left me in charge of merch, because there will be Battlesnake head Pokemon cards by the end of 2021.
Make it happen.
You heard it here, folks. I feel like we will call it Snarkazard. No, that's just not a good name. We went a weird direction.
We'll workshop that.
Welcome, Beanwater. That's a new. Beanwater's new. I don't think I've seen Beanwater around.
Yeah.
Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, welcome, Beanwater. We're talking about the history of the game Snake, which is like surprisingly interesting. So we have reached, just to go back to our journey here, we have reached like 1977. There were some stand-up arcade machines, and Atari released for the 2600 the console version, which introduces some controversial, I would say, Snake concepts. Diagonal specifically, I'm gonna have to think about that one. I don't know if I like that or not. But wraparound, I am certainly interested in, and the ability to like stop drawing or like lift your tail. These are interesting concepts. But then where Snake really hits the masses is in 1978. So a developer by the name of Peter Trifonis wrote, he called his version Worm. So we're always just dancing around what the name is. So he called his Worm. And it was written for the TRS-80 computer. So TRS stands for Tandy Radio Shack 80. So it's a Tandy computer distributed by Radio Shack. So that's where the TRS comes from. And what was so exciting about this is that our friend Peter released the source code in Claude magazine, which is this thing. And I was like, what is Claude magazine? I was so stoked. And Claude was like, you could like sign up. It was like a subscription, and they would mail you a little booklet and like a tape with programs on it, with the intention that you could like run these programs or like copy these programs in and write on them. And it's just so adorable. it's like a zine, I guess, is the way to go for it. So this TRS-80 was also called the Model 1, sold by Tandy Corporation through Radio Shack. Maybe worth noting about this beast of a computing machine was that it had a full QWERTY keyboard. So this was a number one like sales aspect to it. It had 4 kilobytes of dynamic RAM. Hold the phone. And a 64 character per line monitor, which drives me crazy. Like, I'm doing Python code most of the time. And if you look at PEP8, which is the Python programming standard, it sort of recommends that you just do, was it 80 or 90 characters per line? And I'm like, that's not enough. Like, I've got a big wide monitor here. I want like everything here. So the thought of having to live in a world with only 64 characters across the edge of the screen is just like really sad. And then the other thing that this machine came with was like a level 1 basic interpreter. So that was built in, and that was stored in ROM. So because it had this basic interpreter, that's why it was so effective with this Claude magazine, because you had the interpreter for basic, you could then run basic programs, which is very, very cool. So I started digging through this. This is why I'm loving archive.org. And I found out that the March 1979. So where is that? Let's find March 1979. Here we go. March 1979. I love this so much. I love that we can just look at this. On page 3, can I zoom in? Oh, that's too much zoom, Aurora. Here we go. I don't think you can see. Well, maybe. Here we go. So here's the paragraph right here. And I love the way this is written. It's like not very professional or academic. It's like your buddy writing to you and being like, I'm just going to talk a little bit about what a compiler is, or I'm going to talk a little bit about what machine code is, because this is like the dawn of computing knowledge and people were so eager to share it. So in this one, he writes, also on this issue, I'd like to describe Worm. This is a fill in the screen activity by a very production-oriented worm. When it asks for a level, that's a level of difficulty. I'd recommend 0 until you get the hang of things. You get to steer the worm, and the idea is to keep it from crossing over your path. When you find that you have painted in an area and can't move to another area, you steer in that direction and activate the machine gun. Enter in level 1 spacebar in level 2. I said the worm was product oriented. This will clear a channel through your previous path. So the idea that you can like machine gun through a path, that's like more controversial feature or functionality in this game. You run out of ammunition after 5 bursts, so limited, and then you run out of room shortly thereafter and receive a score for your sure-footed performance. When you get embarrassed by your extremely high score, increase your level of difficulty to even things up. So this is crazy. I loved seeing this. I love seeing this in Claude. If you have like time to kill, check this out, because it was just so cute. And then archive.org also provided me with the actual source code that was submitted.
Bam! Yes.
So if you've got your level 1 basic interpreter kicking around, I would like to encourage you to type this source code in. But like here it is. Here's our friend Peter Trophonis. So right year in 78, which was when this was released. Look at all these go-tos. Look at this. Look at these prints. Yes. Worm. Print the object of this game as score as many points as possible. Orient the worm through the maze. move up, move down, move left, move right. I mean, are these not the classics? This is what we want. This is what we want. Yeah, releasing code in a magazine, imagine to copy them manually. But like, I don't know, that's just such a cool way to learn. I'm so excited. I'm sorry, I'm talking so much, Andrew, because I'm so excited about this.
I would never interrupt anyone who is reviewing basic code live on stream, especially in this way, which has made me now want to go and freshen up on my basic understanding, which was already pretty rough.
Let's enjoy this. Here's that, like, I don't know. I mean, once again, I feel like this is a perfect place to harvest potential new Battlesnake functionality in the future. And this one, I mean, I wasn't sure how I felt about diagonals, but 5 shots to fire through another snake? Question mark?
Battle snakes. That it goes with the name. All right.
Yeah. Extagon, this is such a cute story. The Q Basic was your first language. You remember you typed print so many times. It was the fastest word you can print. I love that. I love that so much.
You know what I love? I love discovering in here because we've also got like Tara and Emmy that came in and like remembers doing all this stuff. I love that we've got such a community of developers here that are like all over the gamut. We've got new developers, we've got old developers, we've got old in spirit and young in spirit developers. It makes me so happy.
This line, this is some obfuscation, my friend. But yeah, oh, what a way to end. Oh, you get a random. Oh, that's what this is. You get a random, based on your ranking. Oh man, it calls you pathetic, a moron, a clumsy, incompetent, improving, decent, very good, and then fantastic performance. Wow.
Those are like harsh too. That is like moron, clumsy. I mean, good Lord. I don't know how nice of a person our friend Peter Trophonis really was, because it seems like kind of a little bit harsh dude.
Yeah, gaming is rough. Although, like, do you think we could convince Curtis at the end of a Battlesnake game to just yell "print fantastic performance"? Like,
to be honest with you, does this not like kind of seem like shouts to you a little bit?
I mean, this is at the end of the game, but yeah.
Kind of, but it's like within, like, it's just like this idea. Yeah, but I do agree. I feel like Curtis yelling it would make it so much better.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Anyway, so once again, I was excited. This is like another step in the Battlesnake journey, right? Of like moving past arcades, now moving into personal computing Snake versions. And we definitely have Peter here to thank for releasing the source code. Like, I mean, this is interesting because it now made it really, really widely available to a lot of people. Like, I mean, not every town had an arcade or these particular machines, but to me, this is a really important moment in Snake history, where it's about wide distribution of this. And like, I guess this is open source. Like, you're just typing software in. It's fine. Please disconnect the tape recorder. Is that in there?
Yeah, it is. It's like at the very top, 48.
Oh, nice. Print, please disconnect the tape recorder. That's lovely. These instructions, because of course, yeah, the software would have been on a tape. So good. So this is my next. That was my next show and tell. Definitely was just being able to see this original Battlesnake code. Just seeing this functionality of the firing, that extra violent effort, and just appreciating this distribution that occurred, which takes us through the 70s, which is a pretty I think that's a pretty mighty history. I don't know. What are you thinking on this? Are there ideas you want to bring in to Battlesnake here, Andrew?
All of them. I feel like we've already got who is it? Nesagrev's already looking at doing a starter Snake in basic, so like we can bring the basic back into the modern day. I feel like it needs to be done. Also, if we ever go fully manual Battlesnake, I think programming your Snake live is really the way to go, and it's more of a speed contest. I feel like there's something to be said there.
Nice.
You need the UI to display the shouts.
Yeah, and if you feel really strongly about any of these Battlesnake modes, Chris put in the work. Now in the GitHub repos, you can there's a template for like how to request game modes and things like that. So if you feel very strongly about one or more of these, please feel free to fill one of those out. I'm gonna have to sit with these for a while. Some of them I find unsettling. Yeah. Shout, please disconnect the tape recorder. Yes. I love it. Awesome. Okay, so 70s, the dawning, exciting era of Snake. It's good stuff, and we go a little quiet in the 80s, and I think was it Smallsco brought this up in Discord, but there was Nibbler. I'm just gonna pop these. Oh, okay. I don't have. Oh, I do have a let's play. Here we go.
Oh yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah, Andrew, you're gonna do this one. Let me relinquish the screen.
I get to take over. Wait, but this is I'm doing my thing, right? This is where I'm gonna use the power of the technology.
Oh, you can do whatever you like. Yeah, you got the screen. So
going to.
Nibbler is interesting because Nibbler, from what I can tell, was originally released as an arcade machine, and I wanted to highlight Nibbler because it's another really bizarre variant. Oh, Embiggen, my friend. Because it's kind of like a combination between Snake and Pac-Man.
Whoa! What has happened? This is mad. This is madness. Oh, there we go.
Oh, here we go.
That's what we're looking for.
You got is that loading all your registers?
No. So you know what it is? It's because I haven't inserted all my coins and selected my player.
There you go.
There we go. I wonder if this has worked now.
Yeah, we can see it on screen. Could you zoom in a little bit? Or actually, maybe
it's not actually started yet, actually. That is our interesting thing. We haven't started the game. That is just like automated. And that's doing the thing that it should.
That's
so let's try this again.
That's classic arcade though. Like when the machine starts up, it like does like some demo play. There we go.
Oh, so there is madness that's going on in here.
Okay.
All right.
So Hexagon is saying Nibbler is different from Nibbles.Bass. Okay, so Nibbles.Bass, that was being distributed on DOS PCs. I think that's the gossip I heard.
Oh no.
But yeah, I guess the one thing that they do have in common is this concept of barriers. So this is like definitely a Pac-Man field in the stand-up arcade Nibbler. So 1982 variant. It does introduce food. So this is the first version that I saw where food was involved. And the snake is actually getting longer as you eat, which is interesting. And the concept of barriers being introduced. Andrew, is this you? Are you just rocking through this game here?
Yeah, I feel like you're doing all the hard work. So at the very least, I should just play the game.
There we go. So tell us about your experience. Like what's happening here in the controls?
So this is the interesting thing is like technically it just keeps going. So like you can let it be and then it'll just keep going around. It's not until you actually like define a new direction for it to go that it actually changes. And now obviously and now the countdown timer is going. I was like, oh, well, does it just keep going? So as you play the it's so sad, but it's all right because I put 8 credits in this awesome game, which means I can play again. Yeah, I feel like what's nice about this is wave 2. Do I get to play again? Come on, Nibbler. What do you got for me? What's nice about this is it's really introduced the color. It's introduced the food. It's like really, really making you feel like you are doing way more than you are. Even just with adding some barriers and some food, like it adds that extra dynamic that I'm like super into. I am digging it.
Yeah, and I'm noticing as well here that like when you hit the like Pac-Man barrier walls, like that's fine, right?
Yeah, it seems to be. It's just like, but the countdown timer keeps going. So I guess that's the big thing, right? It's like if you just like stop there, and
your time
goes down. So that's the interesting thing, right? Is there's time is the additional factor in here.
Yeah,
that you don't see all the time later.
But yeah, it's definitely interesting. Oh, sorry, you're saying although?
No, I was just going to say, although I guess we do kind of even see it in Battlesnake just with your life going down. So it's just the equivalent of life, but in this mode.
That's a really good point. And it's just always, when you eat, does your time go up? No.
That's like, does it pause? Hold on. 960. No, so you do only have like, Oh yeah, so it doesn't actually. So there is no real life in this. Like there's no countdown of or loss of life. It really is just like the food is just making you get longer. So there's no real.
Yeah, and you can't run into yourself, which so that's the way snakes terminate here. Is like you run into yourself, you run out of time, and the objective is to collect all the food, and you've got this like maze situation to run through. So that's 1982 like console or sorry arcade nibbler, and I did just like a quick search around. I'm not seeing a nibble.bas emulator, but like post that in Discord if you find something, because that sounds really interesting. And I think the concept of bringing walls is another like big, like that's another big snake mechanic that we're not seeing today in Battlesnake, but it's really interesting to see in the history. So 1982 Nibbler, another revolutionary game. Yeah.
Revolutionary. It's a life changer.
I mean, okay, based on your friend here, do you want to talk about the next milestone version of Snake?
Well, I am curious if anybody else in the Battlesnake community might know who this dude is all about, why he has appeared in here. Also, I love that the green screen has removed that like awesome blue color that should be in there. Come on, you got to know this. Look at those rings. It may be Flynn. And if you're not sure who Flynn is from Tron. Tron! That is the other thing that the 80s brought the world, the glory that was Tron. And I think you're gonna pull this one up, right, Aurora? We're gonna show you this glorious Tron emulator that we found.
I can definitely do that. So let me bring up. So once again, shout out to archive.org. Can I embiggen this? Yeah, here we go. So this one I'm excited about because the Tron stand-up arcade machine does indeed exist at Quasar. So I have played this arcade machine several times, and I will say that in person with the joystick controller and stuff is way more pleasurable than trying to like awkwardly do the keyboard. But classic Tron, the stand-up arcade actually has 4 game modes in it. So you have what's called IO Tower, and MCP Cone, which are kind of just like avoid bad guys, get to where you need to go. And then Light Cycles, so that's the Light Cycle battle, is essentially Snake. It's essentially what we call Constrictor mode or like original Blockade, right? Just like wrapped up in this futuristic lore. So they're not snakes now, they're Light Cycles. And then the 4th game in this was, so yeah, this is, I believe this is IO Tower in the kind of demo thing. So in order to play Light Cycles, because something that's a little awkward about this is when it comes up, there's 4, insert coin. Come on, where's my credits? Here we go. There's 4 zones, but like it's random which one is which. So I'm just gonna like keep inserting coins here. Oh, come on. In the hope that I can find it quickly enough. Red, are you red? Oh yeah, first try. Yes.
Boom.
First try. So avoid hitting light traces and walls. Use the trigger for speed control, which I think is spacebar.
The stripes are what give you speed.
Yeah, I'm blue. Oh no. What happened? I'm so embarrassed.
Sorry, like, but you got into it the first time.
Yeah, hang on. What's the input here? Input general. Input this machine. Up, down, left, right. Oh, it's left control. That's what it is to speed up. Okay. I got this, guys. I got this. So insert coin. Okay, it's red. So we're up. I can get back to Light Cycles easily. So I'm a big fan of this. Like when I was in university, we used to run LAN parties and we played this like open source version of Light Cycles called Armageddon. So have cracked in a lot of time into that. There we go. Come on. Oh, it's like a little sticky. There we go. There's my little speed boost. Oh man. The emulator is so slow to kick input controls. But yeah, I mean, this is essentially Constrictor mode. You pop around. Okay, I can do better than this. I can do better.
Yes.
Can I move this window on a way? No. But this is like pretty classic. And I think for most of us, when we saw Constrictor mode, like we called it Tron mode for so long, right? Because this was our experience. Oh, so sticky on the keys. I swear to you, I'm like slamming on the arrow keys and it's just not moving very well.
So
speed boost. Yeah. So speed boost is interesting. And I definitely like, I've seen different versions of Tron where speed boost is either like a button you hit, or if you're kind of like drifting right next to someone's wall, you kind of got like a little speed boost as well. So that was an incentive to get really close to people. So I think this is another, like, yet another interesting element. Tron Arcade with light cycles baked into it. If you want to go play this in person and you happen to live in Victoria, go to Quasar's. In pandemic times, you can actually rent the entire arcade for yourself, which I did. So
really?
like,
That's
I recommend.
amazing.
Yeah, it was for a birthday. And just myself and my partner went, and we went to Quasar's and we played all of the machines we wanted to by ourselves, and it was fantastic. So Quasar's sponsorship, but high recommend. We want to send what did we choose? Battlesnake, Snakes.
Ooh, Wranglers.
Send all of the Wranglers down to the arcade and get some cycles in on light cycles. That's yeah. Snake with portals. Oh man, that's
There's an idea there. So if you're just arriving and you're like, I have no idea what I have happened into, but there are emulators and two awesome people. Welcome to Deep Learning with Aurora, featuring special guest Andrew. And we're talking all things history of Snake. We're looking at some emulators. We are thank you, NH Kerrigan. That is what we're looking for. That means that we have done something right. If you don't know what's going on, you're in the right place.
Yeah. But no, the history of Snake, and I think like we've got the original Snake, the Blockade, the Surround, the Atari. We've got this like beautiful introduction of new functionality to the gameplay, and I firmly believe that Tron fits into this. Like, Tron is a reskin of Blockade. With the speed up mode, we'll give them that. That is like interesting new gameplay with the ability to speed up. So very cool, very interesting. I'm definitely for it. So that's the 80s kind of golden era of Snake. It's pretty quiet until the 90s. Oh, I did have this listed. So I don't have an emulator, but my notes do indicate that it was 1991 when Nibbles was included in MS-DOS as a sample QBasic program. So I guess it came shipped with the OS, which is...
Yeah, and Metagroff actually shared it, and I'm just putting it in chat, where he shared it on Discord, and I'm just putting it in chat right now, and I'll throw it up on the ticker? Question mark? Don't go to archive.org. That's not where you want to go. You want to go to this place, which is not archive.org, but which is indeed.
Yeah, I mean, is that an emulator? Do you want to crack that open?
So I tried, and it says, like, when I open it up, it says I don't have like a control or something. Like, it was very odd. It said, what did it say? No gamepads detected. Plug in and press a button to use it. Like, what? Here, hold on, I'll show you. So when I go in and try and press, let me go back over to here, display capture, transition. When I go in to try and, ooh, there we go. Can you see it now?
All good, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so when I try and press start,
it
says no. It says, no, you cannot do this.
Huh. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Definitely, this is an exercise for the class to take home, is check out Nibbler. We owe it to Smallsco to see this early version Snake game that was so influential for them. I'm definitely going to set aside some time and appreciate this gem. So 1991, once again, I mean, this is another great moment too, because it's like wide distribution built into the OS of a Snake game, which is just kind of showing how Snake is being kind of embedded into our gaming history, right? As like a default, as a thing that's there. It's like the joke of playing like solitaire, right? Like, everyone's played bouncy solitaire Windows. Like, so I feel that Snake is equally of this status. There's a couple of other releases. In 1992, a version called Rattler Race was released as a part of a Microsoft Entertainment Pack. And this for me is interesting because like 90s era gaming was very fundamental and influential for me. And I don't know if other people remember, but you used to be able to just get these like CD discs of like assorted games. I remember like my dad would bring home like packs of like shareware games or like 100 free games or whatever. Or there'd be like demos on these CDs that were just full of gaming material. And that was my first exposure to things like original Warcraft. Like I played a demo of original Warcraft on one of these CDs, as well as like a whole bunch of other games. Yeah, let's play Zork. Yeah, it's just like, so I just think that's really cool. And to see this other piece of like history, which was a very specific period in time where, yeah, you get these shareware games. It was crazy. I think one of my favorites, I clocked like so many hours into this game called Escape Velocity, enough that I actually sent the developer money. We paid for it. It was so good. So good. It was this like space travel game way ahead of its time. I swear to God, EVE Online is based on Escape Velocity. Like,
ooh, there we go. Now we are going into some territory.
This is an unconfirmed conspiracy theory that I have. Yeah, so I think that's really a historic moment is those games. But maybe what's more influential, Byte magazine had demos. I remember that. We had Macs in my household, so we had Mac Addict would also come every month shipped with CDs. BBS games. I love this. But yeah, all of these games and all of these components were like really influential. And I love that Snake is part of that history. But perhaps the most like influential and the reason why Snake is so relevant today, the dregs of the adventure genre, is Nokia made a very interesting decision in 1997. So on original Nokia phones, and like most Nokia phones that were produced from like 1997 up until the mid 2000s, included a game which is just simply called Snake. And it's one player. The Nokia 6110 phone was the first one that had it. And they're like looking at it, there's no like one definitive version of the Nokia Snake game out there. There's one player, there's two player, there's some versions that have board wrap. But this is a pretty like firmly established, like there's food collection, you eat food, you get longer, and then last as long as possible. So, I mean, Andrew, do we want to give this a go? I found an emulator that is Snake, but I figure what Andrew and I can do is see who can last the longest. Let's get a little competitive here. I think I've been a little lazy in my demo plays, but I feel like we can get a little competitive with Snake. Let's see.
Got it open up. There we go.
Let's see if I can get the perfect. Here we go. Oh, yours is like pink tinted too. That's perfect.
It is? That's not what. Oh no, that's not what we're looking for. It's because of my green screen. Give me 1 second. I'll turn off the green screen. It's all a clever ploy. Hold on. I'm gonna turn that off for a second and fix my green screen. Don't mind that beautiful OBS view thing. Green screen.
See you next to go, and thanks for hanging out with us.
All right, so now we got that turned on. Turn on that again, and then we should be good to go. There we go. Beautiful.
Sweet. Okay. So Andrew on one side, Aurora on the other. So, I mean, Slug, Worm, Python. I believe the difference is speed and also how long you start off at the beginning. But showdown, Andrew. Let's see how we're doing. Which I'll let you pick. I'll let you pick game.
Oh, I'm definitely going Slug.
Okay. Very well. Very well. Okay, let's see how long we can last. Let's see how long we can get. Oh yeah.
This is why Twitch was created, so that people could watch other people be awesome.
I feel like it's the 90s and I have a Motorola flip phone. It had no games, so I'm just watching someone else play Snake.
My first phone was in fact a Nokia phone.
Oh, what? I mean, you're going, Andrew. You're at 270. I died in.
Oh, damn! All
I got greedy. I was trying to get to the edge and like get that extra food. Slugged. Yeah. Okay. Re-challenge. Let's go Python mode. Let's go Python.
Python. All right,
Yes.
here we go.
Yes. Faster, more danger.
Oh my
more
goodness.
excitement. Oh. That was no good. That was no good. I think we're learning here that you are better. I mean, like, who plays Snake by hand? I'm supposed to have a computer do this for me.
There you go.
Where's my code? Why? I became a programmer so I could make computers do things for me. Okay, here we go. Oh, we need some Finnish puns. Oh, geez.
Oh, there we go.
145. That's a pretty good score. You got pretty long.
What are you at? I can't see you. I
Oh
don't know
no,
what's happening.
sub 100, man. Sub 100. Yeah,
Are we gonna
Snake
do
by
worm then?
hand. What is this? The Dark Ages? I have to control my snake. Oof. There we go. I'm slowly getting into the groove of this. This is all right. This is all right. Oh no. Oh no. Come on, Aurora. For Snake by Face, yeah. Snake by Face is, I think we've established, a fairly superior method of playing Snake.
It's very true. Who needs hands when you've got a face?
Yeah. Just moving around. My green screen is way too close to the back of my chair for me to be doing that. Tron by Face, yeah. Some light cycle constrictor mode. That would really up the ante, like deliberately controlling the Battlesnake with the face tracking software was hard enough. But if the board is just getting more and more crowded as you do it, that's... I think I'm calling you champion here at Nokia Snake, Andrew.
Come on. Oh,
yeah. See, that's the secret. You can't just like go in if you only have one width on the wall border. Oh,
there it is. We got there though.
I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you.
There we go. Thank you.
Okay. Sweet. Okay. So, I mean, Nokia phone, this is classic. 8v8 Royale be face. I feel like that's something you got to do like at an in-person tournament. You just get like people up on stage and like, you are now face controlled snakes. That's the way to experience that. So thank you for playing Snake with me, Andrew.
That was fantastic. That is better than my Battlesnake will ever do.
Yeah.
Ever. Toby's just not a good snake.
It's okay. Toby's got spirit.
There you go.
Oh,
Toby's
Andrew, your green screen. There we go.
Yeah. Do you enjoy it? Yeah. Ignore the man behind the green curtain. There we go. Yeah. See, there was no green curtain.
That's okay. All right. So I'm going to bring up a new mode. So like 90s Nokia Snake is the definitive Snake of that era. But what I've discovered in the 2000s is there is a established legacy of Google popping Snake Easter eggs into everything, which is kind of fun.
When you just said Google popping, I was like, is that a new thing? Like, it's not cool unless it's Google popping. But
Google popping?
I realize now that is not a thing. Yeah. Let's see some Easter eggs.
Yeah, so the earliest one I found Snake-related Google Easter egg was in 2010. The YouTube Adobe Flash Player. If you were playing a YouTube video and you held the left and the up arrow keys down while a video was playing, any video, it would just start a game of Snake. So unfortunately, I can't demonstrate this because the Adobe Flash Player is no more. That's not a thing. And that Easter egg was not ported into HTML5 video players. So this is a piece of history legacy, but one that is still around is the 2017. This came out for like April 1st with the Google Doodle. But all you have to do is Google for like Snake game. Oh, come on. This was so working for me yesterday.
It was there. Yeah, you go to Google, you type in Snake.
Here we go.
This, right?
Yeah, you just type in Snake. Here we go. Snake, not Snake game. And what would happen is it would just like start playing. So this is just kind of, it's just kind of cute. It's just like a cute little version of Snake.
The
Yeah,
sound
I got
effects are everything that I want. Oh,
look at his mouth. Ow. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, 1 trophy. So that means I just got, how do the trophies work? Okay. I am not good up against the walls here. Okay, come on, little buddy.
you can play a song when you move.
Okay, yeah, I seem to be getting trophies for every food. So, like, it's just a little Snake game. Oh, snap. What? Oh, what? I didn't see this before.
What's that?
This is, you can choose your fruit. And you can
What?
choose, what else am I choosing? Can I be a bunny?
In the selector.
What? Now, oh, it's faster now too. Bunny means fast. Oh no. It's too fast for me. It's too fast. Okay, that's sweet. So, I mean, obviously a cute little Snake game. If you're jonesing for some Snake and you need it, this is ready. Here, do you want to let me relinquish the screen here, Andrew? Shall we see how you're doing? You're doing quite well. Trophy is best store. Yeah, the eyes on the Snake are so adorable. This is like graphics wise, this particular like Google Easter egg is like very cute. Yeah. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Fantastic.
Loving it.
Since you got the screen up, why not I'll talk while you bring up the 2019 Google Easter egg and anyone can do this. It's like still live, but at snake.googlemaps.com.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, there is a Google Maps embedded. Let's make you the primary here. Oops.
The world.
Oh, here we go. So I'm just gonna play with all this here. So yeah, it's this like cute version where your Snake is like a train, and you're driving around on a map, and I believe you're picking up passengers, right?
I love it. And food. I wonder, can I pick up this building? Oh, I can pick up the Cairo Citadel. Well, thank you. That makes complete sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, some great theming on top of classic Snake here, right? Which is like the little tour, you play the maps, and then you kind of like level up and hit major landmarks. So yeah, perfectly live, available on snake.googlemaps.com. It's another beautiful Snake Easter egg embedded classic. Yeah, picking up an entire building and a train. It's fine. Don't worry about it. This train is like good. Also, how it magically gets longer. Don't worry about it.
All okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the visual style contrast. And this is like, I mean, thinking back to what we saw with Blockade and just like our simple green, single like two-tone kind of UI, and then moving up with the Dominos, and now like just like these really cute stylings and concepts that we can now have in Battlesnake. Yeah, totally an Amtrak, just go, no, just like random directions here. You're doing quite well here, Andrew. Were you practicing before?
This is how I contribute to these episodes, is not by doing any of the background work, but just by surprising myself at my ability to play a very simple game. There we go.
NH Kerrigan asks, is Andrew actually an algorithm? Good question. We've been working remote. I don't actually get to interact with Andrew. So I cannot confidently confirm that Andrew is 100% human.
It is entirely possible that I am not. Entirely possible. My wife hasn't seen me very much in the last few weeks, so it is entirely possible.
This is fantastic. So like this is a huge roller coaster. I mean, we've got the original arcades, we've got the Atari releases, we've got these like really interesting moments in like PC distribution and with C-Load. Sorry, I think I was calling it Cloud before, but the name of the zine was C-Load, which is like C-Load magazine distributing the basic source code for people to program their own Snake. It is like it's really, really good. Oh yeah, I wonder how 8-bit revival games will look in 10 years' time. Yeah. Actually, I've hooked up like I've got a projector instead of a TV at home, which is great when you're connecting it to like an Xbox or something. But when you plug in like even something as recent as like a GameCube, it looks so bad. It's just so like pixelated graphics. It's awkward. You need an older monitor.
But wait, isn't there another Snake game that there is a history of that we haven't talked about yet, Aurora? I'm contributing.
I mean, I think so. I think there's an important historical Slack moment. And I found some stuff, and I kind of hope that Brad watches the deep learning video later and this makes him blush a little bit, because in 2013, Brad and Matt, who both worked and founded a company called Send With Us, which is now called Dispatch, they put together a little event with friends and they called it Hack With Us after their company. But this was the very first sort of Battlesnake event. They just like got together and started challenging each other to write programs in Snake. And then after doing this for a couple of years, in 2015, they put together an official like Battlesnake in-person event in Victoria, BC. And I found online the slide deck from the very first Battlesnake event, which is really quite adorable. I mean, we've got some older branding here, but still very striking visually.
Because the internet.
Yeah. And this was clearly, I can tell because it was run at Felicita. So this was clearly an event run at the University of Victoria. But, you know, it's just a little competitive programming Snake game that they made up for fun and glory, this is really cute.
I wish that tagline would come back, for fun and glory. That is like amazing.
Yeah. Last Snake Live wins. I mean, here's the bones, right? Here's the bones of Battlesnake as we know it today. So winners decided by tournament. Some prizes, as always. A little Battlesnake swag pack. Fantastic. And I guess they had a longboard, which sounds really, really cool. And using Heroku. So that's some classic like Heroku to deploy your code. So that's some pretty classic early Battlesnake. Dropbox, it looks like, was a sponsor at the time. Swag packs, and like just straightforward. So game objectives: eat food, don't die, consume others. I mean, we say a little bit more these days, but this was the original rule set. Food spawns randomly, increase snake length by 1. It resets your life to 100. So these are rules that are still true today. You can run into walls, you can run into yourself or another snake. So I mean, this is Battlesnake as we know it. This one is an interesting rule, and I'm curious I mean, I guess it didn't work out, but like if a snake collides with you, you consume 50% of their length and they die. I'm like, that's an interesting rule. I don't know.
It's kind of cool though. I feel like that is a like hardcore. If you are going to eat, you need to like pay the price.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. Well, and like, does that mean you get really, really long?
I think so. You must. Yeah.
Bring this back, like retro Battlesnake, like just a retro Battlesnake game mode. I mean, it's interesting. It's very interesting. So pretty straightforward. And I mean, this is still classic. This is like this is how we play Battlesnake today. So over a web API, post request. The API was a little different. Start, move, end. So yeah, this is like V0 of the API essentially. But very familiar stuff here. Very familiar stuff. So I thought this was really cute. I liked finding this. But beyond just the slide deck, I also found a blog post written by Brendan, who definitely like a longtime Battlesnake supporter and friend and participant, who has this like really great blog post with some photos of the event. So talking about what Battlesnake is, why it isn't a hackathon, which I think this is like a lovely moment too, because he's talking about the strategy aspect of Battlesnake and how, like, in this picture, these developers are like sketching stuff out on graph paper because that's part of how we go through. And maybe think of our last deep learning episode. So we got some lovely photos of the event and the winners, as well as a touching tribute to Chicken Snake, who made its debut at this 2015 like first Battlesnake event. Did you attend this Battlesnake, Andrew?
So this was like the first year that I moved to Victoria from Ontario. So I was new in town. I didn't even know what a computer was at that time. I thought that it was just a magic solution box. Yeah. Now I've learned different, but no, I didn't know.
Yeah, so I'm ashamed. So I was here. I was working for a company called Pretio at the time, and one of my coworkers, Rob, was like, "Hey, like there's this Battlesnake happening thing. Like, this is going to be great. We should create a like company team and like go together and compete." And all of us, like, we're just like in a small startup, so it's like 4 or 5 of us, and we're like, "Yeah, this sounds great. We would love to do that. We will totally go Battlesnake. This sounds wonderful." And the day, like the Friday before, I think Battlesnake was on a Saturday. And the Friday before, we all bailed on Rob. We're like, "Oh, sorry, man. Like, I can't this weekend." So I didn't go to the first Battlesnake. I bailed. I was just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what else I was doing. I just didn't go. So Rob went by himself. Like, the plan was to have a team and to go code together. And Rob is, in fact, the author of Chicken Snake. Like, Chicken Snake is what happens when all your buddies ditch you and you go to the programming competition by yourself. And Chicken Snake, to me, always embodies that loneliness, going to a corner and chasing your tail, and like, you're alone, and what do? You got to go defensive. You don't have your group helping you in this one. So Chicken Snake, that is the origin story. That is how Chicken Snake came about. So 2015, I feel like this is a pretty important historical moment. Yeah, never forget. But I mean, I guess that brings us to,
it's kind of, I will say, like, so I went to my first Battlesnake tournament which was like, it might have actually been the last in-person Victoria Battlesnake. Might have been my first actual like going to the tournament. No, that's not true. I've been once before. But I mean, if you are here and you came into the world of Battlesnake pre or post online Battlesnake, it's crazy. Like, imagine all the awesomeness that is contained in that window over there, but expanded by 500 people. And just like the energy in that space is just like so palpable. Like, people are just excited, and it's everybody, whether they are like parents and kids, whether it's like just new developers, older developers. It's such a cool, amazing experience.
Oh yeah. And what a legacy, right? We stand on the shoulders of giants. Like, Battlesnake is what it is today because of all this history, because of the original programmers who conceived the game, all the iterations, all the versions, and then of course what like Brad and Matt and Brandon and all those folks did in like the early 2000s to produce it. So I just think it's a beautiful story to tell. Totally. I'm seeing in chat here, Good Intentions Drive said, like, good time for a question. Quest away, my friend. We're definitely happy.
And then as you're questing, I'm curious, Ice Cream Boss, what do you mean we are on the website? Where on the website?
Oh, I brought it up briefly. Here we go. Got my screen share. Good old classic.
Your game is up there. I see.
Yeah, just appreciating what Battlesnake is today, just enjoying this. And of course, answering like, so was there a point in history where game theorists got interested, or had that not happened yet? So I don't know the answer, but I can theorize. Oh.
The answer is...
I think I echoed through your computer. So, sorry, I'm just going to mute you here for a second, Andrew. Okay. So to answer the question, sorry, I keep hesitating because I have wicked echo of my own voice, which is very disorienting. So just looking at like the history of Snake, so looking at game theory and things like that, I'm not totally sure. We did take a look at a research paper written by Niederschnake, which is the first research I know of game theory. But a lot of game theory, we've kind of explored this in other topics, is based on other games like chess or Go or things like that. So obviously people have been programming Snake AIs since the beginning, because you'll see one-player games against like an AI version. So I guess the real question is like, what's the turning point for kind of the advanced theory and the types of strategies and stuff we're bringing to Battlesnake today? So I don't know of anything else beyond Battlesnake that's been doing it quite as long as we have. Yeah. Oh, NH Kerrigan is saying like Battle Go. So there's probably some few things in there, but I mean, Battlesnake is one of those games that's just in our culture now. So we're going to expect people are going to be trying to program it just like any other games. So yeah, it's interesting.
What other questions are in there? I don't know if it's about game theories, like Pokemon the games are doing well. Oh, that's awesome. SA Pyrexian, that you're doing your bachelor's project on Battlesnake. That's super exciting. Let us know if there's anything we can do to help.
Nice. Pokemon games. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, I just realized that by bringing up the website, Twitch was streaming the audio at me, and that's what was going weird. Brutal.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so we're super excited to help. We love research. You know what's funny? I just pulled up while you were doing that. There's like a new like lit review on training a Snake game AI, a literature review on like toward data science, and it's got like a whole bunch of stuff, but we're not mentioned in there, which is super sad.
Got to spread the word. Got to spread the Battlesnake love. Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like that brings us to the most recent part of the story, not the end, not even close. I mean, we still have Battlesnake years ahead of us. We have new stories to tell. But I appreciated this like reflection on the history and the game modes and where Snake and Battlesnake has come from. And maybe that can help educate us in going forward with new game modes, new Battlesnake 3D. Oh man. I think there's some exciting spaces to explore in the programming area and with Battlesnake. So I enjoy sharing this with all of you. I hope as a group we can write the next chapter of Snake the game. Yeah, I think it's fun. So thanks for indulging me. Thanks for playing Snake so well on stream, Andrew.
That is what I am here for. That is really what I can contribute. Yeah, and like for those that are here that are loving Snake, like the biggest thing that you can do if you enjoy the game, A, is keep playing, B, is tell your friends, invite family, tell your coworkers, just let the world know about Battlesnake, because we are doing cool things all the time and there's so much cool stuff coming. If you could be in our Slack channels, the things you would see, the things you would see that would bring you such great joy.
Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. Well, I think this was a good deep learning episode. Thank you for enjoying the journey. Do you want to sign us out here, Andrew?
I will. So first off, big thank you to all of you for being here. Big reminder that on Saturday, there is the Spring League Royale tournament, 11 a.m. Pacific time here on Twitch. So be here. We've set records so far. Please tell everybody to go on Twitch. Just send them the link. Don't tell them what it is. Just tell them to go. And there will be cool stuff. There will be bright colors and lots of noise. Things will happen. Prizes will be given. Tell them to be here 11 o'clock a.m. this Saturday for the Royale tournament. And then our crazy awesome competitive ladder tournament next Saturday on the 17th. It's going to be so amazing. Get in. Bright colors and lots of noise. Yes. Yeah, and new versions of Snakes. So please be there. If you aren't already, like, follow, share all of our stuff on social medias, and a huge, massive, gigantic thank you to RBC, AWS, GitHub, and Replit. We literally couldn't do this without them. Thank you so much. If you want to show your love to them, follow them on all their social medias, tell them that you love them and that you love Battlesnake, so that we can keep offering this amazing opportunities for years to come.
Yeah. And this will wrap us for the spring league season of deep learning. But please send feedback our way. I mean, we did a variety of episode types, so let us know which ones you liked. Let us know what you thought about deep learning, or if you have ideas for things that you would love to see. Yeah, let us know. We would love to hear your thoughts on this show, because I enjoyed making it.
Totally. I mean, you did all of the work for this, so I certainly enjoyed being here and being along for the ride. I mean, this has been such a great idea, and I think for anybody who wants to provide that feedback that Aurora was talking about, play.battlesnake.com/Discord. Join our Discord community. We're only like 100 people away from like getting all the cool features, which is awesome. So please check that out. And then don't forget about the Spring League that is happening this Saturday, the Royale Tournament. So yeah, with all that, I think that's it for us, Aurora.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Andrew. Thank you, all of you in the community. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.